Bruce Springsteen is an American rock singer, songwriter, and guitarist. Nicknamed The Boss, he has released 21 studio albums during a career spanning 6 decades, most of which feature his backing band, the E Street Band. Born September 23, 1949, age 74 years, Long Branch, New Jersey, United States. Music groups: E Street Band. More. Spouse: Patricia Alpha, M. 1991, Julian Phillips, M. 1985-1989. Children: Jessica Springsteen, Evan James Springsteen, Sam Ryan Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen net worth $650 million. Bruce Springsteen. Early life and education. Springsteen was born at Monmouth Medical Center in Long Branch, New Jersey, on September 23, 1949, to Douglas Frederick Dutch Springsteen, 1924–1998, and his wife, Adele Ann Zarilli, 1925–2024. Springsteen's father worked as a bus driver and other jobs. His father had mental health issues throughout his life, which worsened in his later life. His mother, who was originally from the Bay Ridge neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York, worked as a legal secretary and was the family's main breadwinner. He is of Dutch, Irish, and Italian descent and grew up Catholic in Freehold, New Jersey. Springsteen's paternal ancestors were among the early Dutch families who, in the 17th century, settled in colonial-era America, then part of the Dutch Republic known as New Netherland. Springsteen's paternal ancestor, John Springsteen, was a patriot in the American Revolution, which evolved into the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War. The Springsteen surname originates in Groningen, a province in the Netherlands, and is topographic, translating to jump stone and meaning a stepping stone used on unpaved streets or between two houses. Springsteen's Italian maternal grandfather was born in Vico Equense and emigrated through Ellis Island. He arrived in the United States unable to read or write English, but went on to become a lawyer and impressed the young Springsteen as being a larger-than-life. Springsteen has 2 younger sisters, Virginia and Pamela, born c. 1962. Pamela Springsteen worked briefly as an actress and later as a photographer. She took photos for 3 Springsteen albums, Human Touch, Lucky Town, and The Ghost of Tom Joad. Springsteen attended the St. Rose of Lima Catholic School in Freehold, where he was at odds with the nuns and rebelled against the strictures imposed upon him, though some of his later music reflected a Catholic ethos and included Irish Catholic hymns with a rock music twist. In 2012, Springsteen said that it was his Catholic upbringing rather than his political ideology that most influenced his music. He said his faith gave him a very active spiritual life, but joked that this made it very difficult sexually, and added, "Once a Catholic, always a Catholic." He grew up hearing fellow New Jersey singer Frank Sinatra on the radio, and became interested in being a musician by the age of 7 after seeing Elvis Presley's performances on The Ed Sullivan Show in 1956 and 1957. Soon after, his mother rented him a guitar from Mike Deal's Music in Freehold for $6 a week, but it failed to provide him with the instant gratification he desired. In 9th grade, Springsteen entered Freehold High School, a public high school, but did not fit in there either. A former teacher said Springsteen was a loner who wanted nothing more than to play his guitar. He graduated in 1967, but felt so alienated that he skipped his graduation ceremony. He briefly attended Ocean County College, but dropped out. Upon being drafted when he was 19, Springsteen failed the physical examination and avoided service in the Vietnam War because of a concussion he suffered in a motorcycle accident 2 years prior along with his behavior at induction, both of which reportedly made him unacceptable for service. In 1969, when he was 20 years old, Springsteen's parents and sister Pamela moved to San Mateo, California. He and his sister Virginia, who was married and pregnant at the time, remained in Freehold. Personal life. Relationships. Springsteen dated photographer Lynn Goldsmith and model Karen Darvin, and then, for 4 years in the 1980s, actress Joyce Heiser. In the early 1980s, he met Patti Scialfa at the Stone Pony, a bar and music venue in Asbury Park, New Jersey, the evening she was performing alongside his friend Bobby Bandiera, with whom she wrote, "At Least We Got Shoes," for Southside Johnny. Springsteen liked her voice, and after the performance he introduced himself to her. They soon started spending time together and became friends. Early in 1984, Springsteen asked Scialfa to join the E Street Band for the Born in the USA tour, which began in June 1984. According to the book Bruce by Peter Ames Carlin, they seemed about to become a couple through the first leg of the tour, but Springsteen was introduced to actress Julianne Phillips and married her shortly after midnight on May 13, 1985, at Our Lady of the Lake Catholic Church in Lake Oswego, Oregon. Opposites in background, the two had an 11-year age difference, and Springsteen's traveling took its toll on their relationship. Many of the songs on Tunnel of Love described the unhappiness he felt in his relationship with Phillips. In February 1988, the Tunnel of Love Express tour began, and Springsteen convinced Syalfa to postpone her own solo record and join the tour. Syalfa moved in with Springsteen shortly after he separated from Phillips. On August 30, 1988, citing irreconcilable differences, Phillips filed for divorce in Los Angeles, and a settlement was reached in December and finalized on March 1, 1989. They had no children. Springsteen received press criticism for the apparent haste in which he and Syalfa started their relationship. In a 1995 interview with The Advocate, he told Judy Wieder about the negative publicity the couple subsequently received. "It's a strange society that assumes it has the right to tell people whom they should love and whom they shouldn't. But the truth is, I basically ignored the entire thing as much as I could. I said, well, all I know is, this feels real, and maybe I have got a mess going here in some fashion, but that's life." Years later, he reflected, "I didn't protect Julie. Some sort of public announcement would have been fair, but I felt overly concerned about my own privacy. I handled it badly, and I still feel badly about it. It was cruel for people to find out the way they did." Springsteen and Syalfa lived in New Jersey before moving to Los Angeles, where they decided to start a family. On July 25, 1990, Syalfa gave birth to the couple's first child, Evan James Springsteen. On June 8, 1991, Springsteen and Syalfa married at their Los Angeles home in a private ceremony, only attended by family and close friends. Their second child, Jessica Ray Springsteen, was born on December 30, 1991. Their third child, Samuel Ryan Springsteen, was born on January 5, 1994. In a 1995 interview, Springsteen said, "I went through a divorce, and it was really difficult and painful, and I was very frightened about getting married again. So part of me said, hey, what does it matter? But it does matter. It's very different than just living together. First of all, stepping up publicly, which is what you do, you get your license, you do all the social rituals, is a part of your place in society and in some way part of society's acceptance of you. Patty and I both found that it did mean something." When their children reached school age in the 1990s, Springsteen and Syalfa moved back to New Jersey to raise them away from paparazzi. The family owns and lives on a horse farm in Colts Neck Township and has a home in Rumson. They also own homes in Los Angeles and Wellington, Florida. Evan graduated from Boston College. He writes and performs his own songs and won the 2012 singer-songwriter competition held during the Boston College's Arts Festival. Jessica graduated from Duke University and is a nationally ranked champion equestrian. She made her show jumping debut with the Team USA in August 2014. Sam is a firefighter in Jersey City. On July 17, 2022, Springsteen and Syalfa became first-time grandparents when their son Sam and his fiancée had a daughter. Career: 1964 to 1972, early career. In 1964, Springsteen saw the Beatles' televised appearances on The Ed Sullivan Show. Inspired, he bought his first guitar for $18.95 at the Western Auto Appliance store. Thereafter, he started playing for audiences with a band called the Rogues at local venues, including Elks Lodge in Freehold. Later that year, his mother took out a loan to buy him a $60 Kent guitar, an act he later memorialized in his song The Wish. In 1965, he went to the House of Tex and Marion Vineyard, who sponsored young bands in town. They helped him become the lead guitarist and subsequently one of the lead singers of the Castiles, a band that recorded 2 original songs at a public recording studio in Brick Township and played a variety of venues, including Café Wa in Greenwich Village. Marion Vineyard said she believed the young Springsteen when he promised he would make it big. In the late 1960s, Springsteen performed briefly in a power trio known as Earth, who played in various clubs in New Jersey and at a major show at the Hotel Diplomat in New York City.